Hi everyone, I'm Flora Pastorero.
And I'm Carrie Perry.
And who's this?
That's Roxy.
Roxy's our special guest today.
Yeah, she sure is.
We're talking about a hidden treasure here in our own backyard.
That's right. And this is Chick to Chick.
All right, that hidden treasure that we're talking about is the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet. It is located in Carlisle. Carrie, I just started finding out about the ballet recently, and I am just amazed to hear about the level of talent that's going on, these kids, their commitment, and I didn't realize that kids were coming here from all over the country to study at the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet.
Yeah, quick fact about me. First of all, I grew up in Carlisle. I went to school with a lot of kids that were transplants. They came in to dance. They usually came in with just their mom or maybe just their dad because they left their families behind. And then when I was at college, I was an RA. So I did that intensive with 10-year-olds whose parents flew them here, or maybe they were just, from the central Pennsylvania area, but nonetheless, I learned a lot. They have been around for a long time. It's just a beautiful program. It really is.
That's when the kids come in the summer and actually live in dorms at Dickinson Conference.
That's right.
Which you were talking about the
That's
summer
right,
intensive.
They do, and they have RAs,
I cannot believe that these kids leave their families and that maybe mom and the child come here to live in Carlisle so they can study at the ballet, and maybe dad and the other kids are back home in
they
Texas,
come visit.
Arkansas, whatever. But I mean, we really need to celebrate the arts and put a spotlight on this school that really has international attention.
Absolutely.
That brings our guest up today.
Yeah,
who
exactly.
is the CEO of the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, Nick Day. Hi, Nick.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're great. Nick, tell us about the history of the ballet. When did it start, who started it, and how did it get to be where it is today?
So Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet started in 1955, and it was founded by Marcia Dale Weary, and she is a Central Pennsylvania native. She's a Carlisle native, and while she didn't have a career on her own, she wanted every child that she came into contact with to be able to understand the life skills and the beauty of classical ballet. So from 1955 all the way until this year, she made it her life's work to be able to have kids in our community understand really about the excellence of classical ballet and making sure that they understood the true technique and really what it takes to become a professional dancer. She's gone on to be able to make sure that different careers in ballet have come to fulfill their potential. And so many kids have come through the school from all the way from Hawaii to Seattle to Los Angeles to everywhere else in the country. We currently have 300 kids in the school, and 40% of those kids actually relocate here to come here to be able to train in excellence with Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet. That's over 23 states that are currently represented just during the academic year.
So Nick, talk to us about the Founder Series that's coming up.
So Founder Series is a school performance dedicated to our founder, Marcia Dale Weary. Unfortunately, she passed away this past March, and every year in June, we always put a culmination performance together, and that is a school performance where all of the kids are allowed an opportunity to be able to perform. It's a component, and it's a very important component to their training. And so Marcia's dream was always to make sure that all of the kids got on stage once a year to be able to have that opportunity to have all of the work that they've been doing all year show in a culmination performance. And so we're dedicating this year's performances and series of performances to Marcia and that dream and that vision of changing lives through dance. So we're calling it Founder Series. It's from June 19th through June 22nd, but I do have an emphasis on June 21st. If anybody who's watching this, really the evening of June 21st, it's a Friday evening, we're really doing an all-star performance. And that is going to include big band music along with George Balanchine, who was the most prolific choreographer of the 20th century. We're doing an all-star cast and an all-star evening of some of the best works that CPYB has to offer.
And Nick, those performances are coming up this weekend at the Whitaker Center in Harrisburg, and tickets are still available?
Yes, tickets are still available for each of the evenings, and we're really excited to be able to have our community see what these kids have been working on since September.
Yeah, so the performances are starting this weekend. You also have coming up this weekend what Carrie was talking about, the summer intensive 5 weeks that these kids come here, like for a whole summer camp. Talk to us about that. And you were an RA for these kids. That scares me a little bit.
Oh, no, they were wonderful. No, they were good kids.
I wasn't worried about
so
the kids. I'm worried about
me.
You. I was worried about you.
These children were so disciplined. It was me going, am I okay? Am I doing everything right? I was a college student.
What's the 5-week summer intensive program all about? And that also starts this Saturday.
Yes, the 5-week summer ballet program is an opportunity for kids from all across the country and internationally to be able to have access to this world-class training. So we have kids from 11 years old and up come and visit us for 5 weeks and intensely train with us here at our Carlisle location. They take about 16 ballet classes a week, and in addition to that, they're all getting world-renowned faculty and guest faculty here at CPYB. Last year there were over 47 states and 7 countries represented, and it's an opportunity for these kids to be able to harness all of that energy and all of that work and then go back to where they came from and utilize all of the life skills as well as all of the dancing skills and the technique that they've learned to be able to then apply it to their home studio.
And while they're here, they actually live in dorms.
Yes,
at Dickinson College.
Correct.
And you were an RA, right?
I was an RA.
I'm still trying to process that.
Hey, I was a good RA.
You were?
I'm very responsible. I was just, I was blown away by the fact that the girls were, and there were boys there too, but I had the girls. They were very disciplined, but yet they were very fun. They're still kids. They still were relaxed and chill and had a good time. But, they were there because they wanted to be there. Mm-hmm. They were excited about being pushed. Back then, we would have these little pods of time where I would sit and chat with them. I think that was just so that, they would be able to have some time to really talk with each other, talk about their day. I just was so impressed by these kids, and they're beautiful, beautiful athletes. They're athletes. They work hard.
Yeah.
And they were beautiful athletes and just lovely, lovely kids. I can't say enough about it, and it says a lot about the program because they really do promote the respect of the discipline of dance, but also with each other. And they had great friendships with each other. It was a great experience for me.
And you folks, Nick, the theme there is changing lives through dance. You really are. I'm so impressed how these kids go to school and then practice every single night until 9 o'clock and then get up the next day and do the whole thing all over again. I just am blown away by their dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even get my kid to go to the grocery store sometimes. And these kids are practicing every single night till 9 o'clock and then Saturdays too.
But that's the camaraderie. I mean, Nick can speak to that as well. That's the camaraderie of the group of the kids. They're like-minded, they're goal-oriented. Am I right, Nick? Isn't that kind of what it's about?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the camaraderie between the students is really wonderful because they're all placed in a level not based on their age. They're all placed in a level based on where they're technically at. So everybody's in the same boat. All you have to do to be able to continue to achieve your goal and fulfill your potential is just to simply do the work. And that puts everybody on the same playing field, and it also allows people to respect other people's work and other people's improvements. So really the amount of camaraderie within our community of kids is quite astounding, and it goes back to our vision of changing lives through dance. If you want to become a professional dancer and that is your potential, then we want to help you fulfill that. If it is not your goal, but you still want to be able to have the life lessons and everything that comes with classical ballet training, we want to help you fulfill your potential that way as well. And we're just in it to support the kids and really make sure that they understand that a whole world is open to them because of this ballet training, whether they go on to be professional dancers or not.
Yeah, and the thing that I like about it too, it seems like you're getting more male students involved in this, and maybe there was a stigma attached to it before. How are you getting more boys to enroll in the school and get into ballet?
Well, for example, when I was young preteen, learning about classical ballet and starting to take classes, I was the only boy in my studio. I was the only boy, so I had no one to look around to. What we've been able to do is create a male scholarship program as well as a men's program to be able to have a group of boys understand what it's like to come up together and have that camaraderie and have that sense of community, because that's what is able to be to have friendly competition, and they can push each other, and they're not the only boy and feeling like it's only for girls. It's really been able to allow us to understand that there's a whole community of young male dancers that want to push each other and strive for perfection.
Nick, I have to share a funny story with you. So my stepfather, he was in the phys ed department at Dickinson College, but he was also the head soccer coach for quite some time for the men's team. And, because living in Carlisle and having great respect for the ballet that was there, he actually one time had talked to, it might have been Marcia Dale-Leary, about how he could implement ballet into the training for his soccer players, because he wanted them to be able to stay upright more. He wanted them to be able to get headers, with the ball and be able to have stronger cores and just be better athletes. So he had them at Dickinson, not necessarily there, but at Dickinson, he had them taking ballet. He had those young men take ballet because he appreciated and respected how much discipline it takes and how really strong you are as a dancer. So I just wanted you to know that. I mean, because that's pretty good stuff.
That is good stuff.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's something that people didn't realize, that it helps your sports out that much. And I didn't even realize it either until I was able, I was a small kid. So once I was able to turn a double play playing second base, people said, oh, well, maybe that ballet thing is kind of working out. Once I learned the coordination and the speed and the agility and all of those things, it really does wonders for a lot of things that you're wanting to accomplish physically and mentally.
Well, if there's any question about the athleticism that's involved, just look at their bodies.
Oh, beautiful.
Of the male dancers and the female dancers.
Beautiful.
I mean, they are shredded.
They're
not
gorgeously
an ounce of
chiseled,
fat.
and they have elongated muscles, and they're just
beautiful.
are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful humans.
Absolutely. Nick, one last thing. If people want to get more information about the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, or even the Male Scholarship Program, or tickets to the Founder Series, where can they go to get all of that information?
We always encourage people to contact us at CPYB.org. It's the best way to get all of the information that you need, whether it be the male scholarship, the 5-week summer ballet program, our children's division, if you've got a 3 or 4-year-old that you want to introduce to ballet, or whether it's tickets and for the performances. It's really our website at CPYB.org.
Excellent. Nick, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck this weekend with the performances that you have coming up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you guys so much. And thank you so much for continuing to understand what we're trying to do for the community. So we really appreciate it.
Great, thanks. Thank you so much, Nick. All right, that's just one of the hidden gems, the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, and I'm sure there's so many other hidden gems in our own backyard and across the state, and we want to know about it. So send us an email. We are chick2chick@penwatch.org. We are also all over social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you follow us, like us. We are Chick2Chick USA.
Yeah, that's right. And you can pick us up on any of the channels that you get your podcasts. So that would be Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Play. The point is, you can find Chick2Chick if you really want to listen in, and we hope you do.
We certainly do. Thank you for joining us today, and we will be back next time to chirp about another topic.